News Channel 5 is brought to you by University Hospitals of Cleveland, Cleveland's premier medical center.
Live from 5 on your side, this is WEWS, News Channel 5 at 11.
A spirited march to save a school brought more than 100 supporters to the streets of Lorain Sunday night. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lorna Barrett. Leon Bibb has the night off. The mission tonight in Lorain to keep Lorain Catholic High School from falling victim to hard times. New at 11, Corrine Winter shows us one community's fight.
Standing tall and walking with pride, more than 100 Lorain Catholic supporters brave the cold, marching to the beat of a song and a prayer to save their high school.
How fitting it is that we are gathered here tonight as darkness falls upon us this evening. We also reflect on the darkness that has been cast upon the community of Lorain.
This rally to save the school comes on the eve of Easter. Many supporters say they're banking on a miracle with the faces of their children's future at stake.
I cried and just very, very sad.
My real interest is to save the school. We had 5 children go through Lorain Catholic. All of them are in the medical field. This is an excellent school.
A school now plagued by declining enrollment and finances. Students now forced to look for new schools, teachers, new jobs. A bitter pill to swallow, really, for an institution more than 3 decades old. The newly formed Save Our School Committee, which called this rally, refuses to go down without a fight.
Our committee that was formed, we ourselves have found 17 interested students in the last 3 weeks, and we believe that if we were given the opportunity, we can find more.
Even if recruiting picks up, Lorain Catholic Board of Directors must still come up with the money, lots of it, to keep the doors of the high school from swinging shut. Others, burning with raw pride, are determined to find a way out.
They say that one person can't make a difference, one person can make all the difference.
In Lorain, Corrine Winter, News Channel 5.
Since 1969, nearly 5,000 students have graduated from Lorain Catholic High School. Enrollment has dropped from 800 students years ago to 200 now. The school is expected to close the end of this school year. New information tonight on the search for a missing girl. Today, the FBI joined the search for 14-year-old Georgina DeJesus. She has not been seen since Friday after school when a friend left her at Lorain Road and 110th. Now, this is the same area where Amanda Berry disappeared from almost a year ago. Officials say they're doing all they can to find her.
We don't have any tips or leads, but like I said, we're out there right now investigating, following up any things we can find, any information we can get. We're going to follow up on. Our detectives are searching buildings, empty lots, railroad tracks, just anything we can do right now to bring her home safely.
And they hope you can help. Gina is 5'3", 135 pounds, and was last seen wearing a tan shirt with a white sweater, black pants, and a light blue jacket. Anyone with information is asked to call Cleveland Police at 621-1234. Westlake Police are investigating a body found this morning inside a Cleveland Electric illuminating substation. The 18-year-old victim from Bay Village was on the ground inside the highly protected area here along Clegg Road. Officials say the body has injuries consistent with electrocution, but the coroner hasn't ruled on the exact cause of death yet. Detectives say it's unclear how the victim got inside the substation. The investigation continues. And officials say they've identified a body found in the Cleveland Metro Parks in Berea this weekend. They say 36-year-old Frank Mordarski was last seen by his family Friday night. He was found in the Rocky River Reservation Saturday. It's not yet known how he died. The coroner's office is expected to make a ruling this week. The war on terror has left 7 U.S. soldiers dead this weekend, at least 22 others wounded. Protesters are furious after coalition forces arrested a top aide to an influential anti-American cleric. Now, the most violent demonstration resulted in 20 murders and hundreds injured. Today, Iraqi Shiites put their anger on display. It began with thousands marching on the Spanish garrison near the holy city of Najaf. It quickly turned deadly. The battle went on for hours. Heavy gunfire between the protesters and troops from Spain and El Salvador. U.S. fighter jets and helicopters were called in for assistance. The coalition says the demonstrators fired first, storming the Spanish camp. The Iraqis tell a different story. The bullet went into my hand, says this man. We were demonstrating peacefully, but they shot at us. The demonstrators are followers of a young cleric who is fiercely anti-American, demanding an immediate end to the occupation and power for his majority. The protesters in Najaf and elsewhere are calling for the release of an aide arrested by the coalition in connection with the murder. U.S. Administrator Paul Bremer condemned today's violence.
This will not be tolerated by the coalition. This will not be tolerated by the Iraqi people.
But he is by no means supported by all Shiites in Iraq. But today he flexed his muscle all over the country. In Nasiriyah, protesters set fire to an Italian military vehicle. And in Baghdad, a demonstration in the city center brought traffic to a standstill. A demonstration that was broken up by gunfire. Last week, the coalition shut down a newspaper because it said the paper might provoke violence. Tonight, the threat of that violence has become a reality. And the violence has continued into the night with the cleric's forces battling U.S. troops in Baghdad. If there is significant violence among the Shia majority, some worry it could make a peaceful transition even more difficult. Today, Spanish officials say there would have been more terror attacks if 5 suspects hadn't killed themselves yesterday. The alleged ringleader of the Madrid train terror bombings is among the dead. Spain's interior minister says police found 200 detonators and 22 pounds of dynamite at the scene where the suspects died. He says the core group behind the train attack have now been arrested or killed, but believes 2 or 3 suspects may have escaped before the explosion.
If there is one cell, there's bound to be another. And if there are 2 cells, then there are going to be 3 or 4.
Authorities believe the suspects set off the explosion as police moved in to avoid being captured. On Thursday, Ohio will join 45 other states allowing residents to carry a concealed weapon by law. As News Channel 5's Alicia Ciccolone tells us, while some feel protected by the new law, it's drawing fire from others.
And I feel that that's going to cause too much trouble.
And I would definitely consider carrying a small handgun for my self-protection.
But regardless of mixed opinion, sheriff's departments all over the state of Ohio are preparing for the thousands of people that want to apply for a license to carry a concealed weapon. But it won't happen without extensive background checks. Executive Lieutenant Lonnie Sparkman from the Lake County Sheriff's Department says there's one sure way to not get approved.
If you're a convicted felon or you're convicted of a domestic violence, whether it be misdemeanor or felony domestic violence.
Most sheriff's departments will use what's called web check. It's an electronic way to get your fingerprint and check your history through the Bureau of Criminal Investigation. So the possibility of putting a gun in the wrong hands is not likely, but if it does happen,
we'll work diligently to get that license revoked, find that party and prosecute that party who's not been truthful with us.
According to Ohio law, before you can apply for the license, you have to have 10 hours of classroom lessons by certified instructors and 2 hours of shooting time at a range like Stonewall in Broadview Heights. And even though controversy is swirling,
as far as carrying, I don't know that I would carry.
I feel that there's really nothing wrong with it.
The Lake County sheriffs tell us they don't believe there's ever been any evidence of a rise in criminal activity in any state that's already practicing the concealed weapon law. In Lake County, Alicia Ciccolone, News Channel 5.
And even when the new law goes into effect, officials say private businesses still have the right to not allow guns in their buildings as long as they clearly post signs. Tonight, John Kerry is back on the campaign trail. Coming up, he's recovering from surgery and now facing a major challenge in his bid for president. Details ahead. And if you're tempted to buy a signal booster to help your cell phone reception, you may want to think again. A consumer alert you won't want to miss ahead.
And after snow earlier today and then some sunshine, we still have a few flurries possibly for tonight and a cold night ahead as well. Your 5-day forecast is coming up on News Channel 5 at 11.
You're watching News Channel 5 on your side with Leon Bibb, Lorna Barrett, and meteorologist Mike Stone. Now, News Channel 5 at 11 continues.
He's back. John Kerry officially returned to the campaign trail today after a brief break following his shoulder surgery. Kerry has made the issue of jobs a major part of his campaign. Now, one new challenge for him, what to say about the 300,000 new jobs created in March. the largest one-month increase in 4 years.
Obviously, all of us are pleased with the job numbers for this month, but there's almost no way this administration will avoid having lost 2 million jobs.
Now, Kerry is under a no handshaking rule while his shoulder recovers. He says he should be able to resume people handling and baby holding by next week. A firefighter is dead and 3 others hurt after a burning ballroom comes crashing down. That story tops news from around the country and the globe. Flames broke out this afternoon at the El Festival Ballroom in northwest Houston. As crews battled the flames, part of the building collapsed. 3 other firefighters suffered minor injuries. The cause of the fire is now under investigation, but an arson team has been contacted. Madison, Wisconsin, police say they are being flooded with angry emails about the college student who faked her own abduction. People want to know how 20-year-old Audrey Sealer managed to fool officials for 5 days. Today, investigators say they had suspicions early in the case, but not taking her disappearance seriously could have been dangerous. Sealer is said to be in a psychiatric center this weekend. She could face charges. New information on the Terry Nichols trial. A death row inmate now says the convicted terrorist did not want to be a part of the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing plot and did not help build the bomb that killed 168 people. Nichols is being tried on state first-degree murder charges and could face the death penalty. He's already serving a life sentence on federal charges. An important consumer alert to pass along to you this Sunday evening. If you used a Visa or MasterCard credit or debit card on Wednesday, you may have been charged 2 or even 3 times. Officials say a computer hardware problem caused more than 800,000 credit and debit transactions to be billed more than once. Now, it happened at stores all over the country, including Walmart. Transactions are being reversed, but it could take a few more days for everyone to see the money taken off their bill. First Data Corporation says you can call the number on your screen if you have more questions, 888-893-0626. Does your cell phone sometimes say roam even if you're in your local calling area? Does it give you no service messages? Then you might be tempted to buy a signal booster. News Channel 5's John Matarese sees if it's worth buying so you don't waste your money.
If you have a cell phone, you've probably been frustrated at some point by poor reception. Maybe it's in your car or at the shopping mall where your phone says no service. Could there be a solution?
You would drive through town and it would say no signal.
Chantel Oliver is frustrated. She often barely gets enough signal strength to complete a call.
Sometimes it's very temperamental.
So Chantel spent $29 for this cell phone